Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah Martin with The Contoured Chemist. Today we are going to be doing some recreating the looks. So if you are new to 3D foundation, new to Seint, new to Demi, you might not know what I'm talking about, but it's brand new to Seint Official that they just put out our very first of the series for recreating the looks. And the 4 looks that they just did are for fall, which is my favorite time to do some fall makeup looks. I'm so excited. So I am going to show you guys a little bit about the looks that are featured on Seint Official, how I might tweak them for my eyes or for mature skin. And then I'm just going to show you the looks. We're going to play around with some of these fun combinations and give you some of my tips and tricks for them as well. So if you want to check them out, please keep watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for being here. Okay, friends, so I want to go through these 4 recreations of the looks as quickly as possible so you guys can see what I would do differently, the final look on my skin tone, and my tips for wearing some of these shades. So I already did my full face. I'm going to, not my full foundation, that way you guys don't have to watch me do it again. I will link some videos down below on application. If you are new, I apologize if you hear my kitten is about to jump on top of my table. He is in playful mode. It'd be fun to do each of the 4 fall looks. Now this is brand new from Seint. If you go to Seint Official, you will see there are 4 different collections. You can watch a really quick tutorial. They're only like 1 minute, one look with this collection. Obviously, there are a lot of different ways you can wear these colors together. So I'm gonna show you how I would do it or what I might change for each collection. This is going to be something that Seint is going to keep doing based on holidays. So there'll be new ones coming out for Halloween looks, and then Christmas time, New Year's, and then with the changing season. So I'm super excited to see some of the looks that they're gonna create. They're all so good. And as I said before, fall is my favorite. I'm in fall mode, even if my state is not quite there yet. So let's go ahead and get started. All I did was on my normal application, same colors, mango, sandy. I didn't even brighten. I did use indigo as a contour. If you see the tutorials online, they're shown on 2 different models, one of lighter skin tone and one of darker skin tone. So it's kind of hard to tell if you are one or the other, what the look might look like on your skin tone. I know I'm super jealous of the darker skin because those colors pop so well. I know they're gonna look differently on me because I've worn them plenty of times. So hopefully this will give you a good idea of what they would look like someone in the middle. I consider myself in the middle. And maybe different ways you can tweak some of the application if you do have more hooded or more aging eyes like I do, which can affect some of these application methods in my opinion. All right, back for look number 2. This one is going to be apple spice. I'm obsessed with this look. It is gorgeous. I definitely feel like it is more a dramatic, more nighttime look. So let me show you what I would do with these colors to make it a little bit more daytime appropriate and better for mature eyes, because they do use a shimmer up here, which, so you guys know if you've watched my videos, for me personally, that is a big no-no. And I know for a lot of my clients, it increases the look of texture greatly if you have mature eyes. So how we can still get this look, but just we're gonna shift things a little bit. So first of all, it has lip and cheek, Frenchie, and then Heat Waves bronzer. Okay, so for the cheeks, I personally like to either, I don't really tend to mix bronzer and lip and cheek. If they're both on the cheek area, I tend to layer everything. Because again, when I color, you can tell I slapped back on my highlights after taking off the previous look. I didn't color correct real well because I'm gonna do this 4 times. So I tend to press, right? So I would say either apply your Frenchie first, then you can warm it up as much or as little as you want, or you can do it vice versa. I personally like to, I'm gonna need to clean my brush. I personally like to apply my lip and cheek the way I want it, and then I can easily kind of alter that look by using a bronzer over it to warm it up, if that makes sense. So Frenchie. Now my bronzer is pretty dry at this point. I've had this one for a while, but I tend to like to evenly distribute it on my big brush, and then I tap over it until it's as warm as I like. Since Heat Waves is our darkest, warmest bronzer, it has more of that red undertone. If you're going straight in with a brand new one, it can distribute a whole lot of product, okay? So just know that. And just kind of tap it on till it's as warm as you like it. Now, this look also has it on the lips. Let's just see if it'll work for me without lining my lips. I'll be honest, not much works for me without giving my lips definition. But they don't use a liner in this look. So we're just going to, they kind of show it just on the edges, almost like it's darkening the outer portion of the lips and not the middle. Granted, the model has really beautiful naturally pigmented lips, and not all of us do, right? So almost like you can kind of align with it and then smudge the line and kind of bring it towards the center. Does that make sense? Really pretty. It matches my shirt. It's very much a terracotta. Now, if you want a little bit more brightness in the center of your lips, you could always use Frenchie right in the center. This look does not use Frenchie on the lips, just on the cheeks. But, you know, lip and cheeks are the most fun to play with. Obviously, it can be used on the lips as well if you need a little bit more light. Say you applied too much Heat Waves on your lips, need to add a little bit more light. This is a great color to do that. Okay, let's talk this eye look, shall we? So if I was just looking at these colors, I can tell you exactly where I would place them on the eye based on their category and the fact that also knowing my eyes, knowing I have hooded, more aging eyes, okay? So for example, you've got one mid-tone matte, okay? You only have 2 mattes, which is Ivy League and Butterscotch. Butterscotch obviously has got to be your transition shade. It's the only shade light enough to even like bring it along the entire lower lash line. And then we have a couple different shimmers. One's a little bit darker and obviously much more of a bold color. This one's more neutral. Sapphire is actually a cream eyeshadow. So if you've never used our creams before, we have like 4 shades. They make great liners in my opinion because I personally can't use them all over the lid. They crease on me. It's purely dependent on your eyelids and what works for you. Some people can just use that as a one and done eyeshadow. I can't. So I do tend to use it as a liner, which is what they showed it being used for as well. But then you also have Black Friday, which is our cream eyeliner. And then Ivy League obviously is a very deep green. I, again, use it as a liner color, sometimes outer corner as well, depending. So let's start with our crease color, Butterscotch, one of my favorites, and we'll start there. Okay, so just Butterscotch in the crease. Obviously, if I stole my magic eraser shade again, I could use that to help blend, but you guys get the point, right? Okay, so the tutorial online really does not have anything here on the lid. They leave it blank and just let the natural skin tone show through. Even if it's not obvious, they do not apply any color there. Which is totally an option. Normally, if I do that, I do use my magic eraser shade, just so I don't have any kind of weird blotchiness or where it looks like it's unblended based on where I'm applying the rest of my shadow. Does that make sense? You can also just use vanilla dust. So they have a lot going on in the outer corner on this look. They use Snowbird to wing it out. Then they use Ivy League along the lower lash line. They use this on the crease, and then they line with Black Friday and Sapphire and number 33. Okay, so for a daytime look, oh, and they line the waterline with Black Friday on the lower lashes. Which to me always gives a more dramatic look because I have small eyes, so it really, really is a dramatic focus for small eyes. Larger eyes, you can do it much easier. It doesn't look as dramatic. It really depends on your eye shape. So I tend to save that for special occasions, date night events that are at nighttime. I don't do it during the day. It looks heavy and like a lot of makeup on me. Okay, so I am going to take Snowbird. It is the lightest of all these colors, actually, besides our matte. And I'm going to use this on the lid. For a daytime look, I love Snowbird. It is actually a lot lighter than it looks like in the 10. If you compare it, it looks very similar to Fin, but Fin is much darker and deeper than this. It's kind of just a bronzy brown, and it's a beautiful lid color. Way we can keep Snowbird out of our crease from increasing the look of texture, since it has quite a bit of shimmer in it. If you put it up here, which is where it's shown on the video, it will increase the look of texture there, which that is a place on my eye that I have loads of texture. So I try to avoid anything right there. I actually like to keep that nice and blurred out. That's why a lot of times you don't see me going all the way in. It just closes my eye off a little bit. So again, if you get too far in, grab your magic eraser or your vanilla dust. Okay, so in that theory, we're going to keep it matte on that outside corner, and to give us some drama on the outer corners. This can still be a nighttime look. I just feel like if you apply it a little bit lighter, it can also be a daytime look. So I'm going to take Ivy League, which is our matte, and the smudge brush. This is a pretty dark shade, so I'm going to concentrate it right there on that outer corner, and this is going to give us that depth that even you see on the picture online. And it's going to give us that pop of green for our apple spice. Okay, it shows the entire lower lash line being lined with that color as well. Do you agree if you're going to tight line along your entire lower lash line on the waterline, which is that inside rim of your eye, you do need a shadow across the entire lower lash line to kind of help that look more blended. I'm going to keep it on that outside corner with the multitasker, just so I have it kind of connected on the side. And again, I can keep it a little bit more day. Again, with my mature eyes, I also try to keep those shimmers not on my lower lash line, because again, that will increase the look of texture for me as well. I'm gonna go ahead and use Black Friday to line along my upper lash line. Okay, so here we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. A lot of people are gonna be scared of this color, okay? So Sapphire is a beautiful blue cream shadow, okay? It doesn't look as scary when swatched. I feel like it looks scarier in the 10, but I feel like it just looks scary when you're pairing these blues and greens together. You can just use a Black Friday and wing it out and then put number 33 over that. It's just gonna be a slightly different color of a wing. Whereas if you put number 33 over Sapphire, it just changes the color, okay? It's going to just create a different depth and a different mix since you're mixing those. Over black, this is gonna be a deeper color. Does that make sense? If I can find, I have too many dirty fingers. Okay, so don't get scared over blues and greens and all of that jazz. You can easily, I would say, use that or use the Black Friday or use either of these shades to still get that green winged look without too much drama, or if you want to add more drama. So for me personally, I will for sure set my lash line with, I like to do the deepest green, the darkest, deepest matte in order to set my liner. So yes, it's not gonna be jet black, but it's not gonna change too much. And I know that this is going to stay set in place and not transfer to my upper lid. Okay. Now to use number 33 and get that beautiful pop of shimmer on the outside corner, that's a different story. I would use either Sapphire or Black Friday, whichever you're more comfortable with. I'm just gonna kind of slightly wing with Black Friday, okay? And then I recommend an angled brush and just pressing that color on, and then go slightly higher than your liner so that it's kind of showing. I don't know if you guys will be able to see that well. Hopefully in the after picture. So here I just have on Ivy League, okay? Here I have on Ivy League, but then I've got a pop of that shimmer, okay? If you don't have mature eyes, go hog wild. You can use this on the lower lash line too. It's really gonna give you a nice pop. I would say if you do have mature eyes like me, I would concentrate it in a specific area. The great thing about using a shade like this over the top of a wing is that your wing does not have to be perfect whatsoever. It can be super messy, it can be smudged out, and this will almost hide it, okay? So you can just simply take this, and then this is gonna just stick to that cream eyeliner and just give you touch more of that dimension. So pretty. If you want to change the color a little bit, this is gonna give you more of those, I don't wanna say mermaid vibes because I don't think this looks mermaid at all, but it's definitely a different tone of green. Do you see that? It's like more emerald, okay? Now this is Black Friday with it over it, okay? So this is number 33 over nothing, okay? So if you just want like a sheer wash of green, you could use that on the lid. This is number 33 over the sapphire, okay? And then this is number 33 over jet black, the Black Friday eyeliner. Do you see it just makes a deeper version? This is more of like a blue-green, obviously, and then that's more of the straight, like emeraldy green. All are gorgeous. You can do the same thing with Ivy League as well. It's just a little bit darker and more matte than the number 33. But the combination of these two colors together are just so pretty. Lots of options when you have the collection. You can wear it a different way every day. Okay, so we have the Ivy League under the eyes. I'm gonna use a little bit more butterscotch just to blend it out. Okay, so we got Snowbird on the lid, Ivy League in the outer corner, Black Friday wing with a little bit of number 33, and then butterscotch as your transition in the crease, and then under the eye with a little bit of Ivy League on the lower lash line. So it's very similar, just a touch different, and you could definitely tweak it to make it a little bit more dramatic. But all of the same colors are there. If you are brand new to Seint and you need help picking the highlight colors, the contour colors, the things that I didn't even show, I'd be more than happy to help you out with your color match. Color match request link is in the drop box below the video. Just fill that out. Let me know how you like to wear your makeup and I will shoot you back a custom color match just for you. Grab a collection if you saw one you liked. I believe they are going to be available till November. Double check and put them here, but Halloween ones will be dropping as well, so stay tuned for those. I'm excited to see all the different looks that they create throughout this next year. It should be so much fun. And I would love to hear from you. Which look was your favorite? I know I have my favorite. Can you guys guess? For you to drop it in the comments. Which look was your favorite? 1, 2, 3, or 4. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next week. Love you.